in tonight, and I know this is going to be recorded, so anyone that's going to be catching up, just a little about me really. As you know, I'm a personal fashion stylist. I've worked with some really amazing brands like Julian McDonald and Paul Costello, and some really unusual emerging brands as well. I lecture at the London College of Style. I run my own styling business, and I'm a colour and fashion expert, and I also TV presenter as a fashion and style expert on the QVC Style channel. So just a little bit of background about me. Been in fashion for 15 years now. So yes, sort of worked on both sides really, with running retail, had my own jewellery business, and then obviously then retrained again to become a stylist. So that's me in a nutshell. So we'll go on to talk about a capsule wardrobe. And just to get you started, I mean, really a capsule wardrobe are items that are timeless classics that you'd have in your wardrobe for a very long time. So they're the sort of pieces that you want to invest a little bit of money in, really. So you're looking at sort of buying less, but buying well, really, and looking at more sustainable brands, and not so much of the throwaway fashion that we see so much on the high street. Obviously, you know, you have to do it within your own budget, but what I'll do is give you a pointer of all of the different capsule pieces that I have on the rail here. It's not exhaustive, so you can always add extra pieces in, but it's just an idea to give you tonight, and you can ask questions as we go along. So I'm now going to move my chair out of the way and start us off. So first of all, on my rail, and also I'm just going to mention before we start on the rail, always good to think about your underwear. I'm just going to adjust my laptop as well so you can see.
I know, and you do feel a bit more of a grown-up when you've got
can see
decent underwear, you know, like you
can see me okay, everyone?
Yeah, we can see you.
Great. So underwear is key. So if you are going to wear something a bit more fitted, think about you know, the body hugging underwear to wear with that, and also a really good fitting bra. There's nothing worse than seeing somebody in a, you know, quite a tight fitting whatever, whether it's a polo neck jumper or a t-shirt, and you're seeing all the lumps and bumps on the back, and that obviously can be caused a lot by obviously the COVID eating, which is what I've been doing a lot of, but also very bad fitting underwear, because you will, you know, you automatically get a bulge if your bra isn't positioned in the right place underneath, because it should actually be laying on your rib cage, really just under the breastbone there.
We've got Nudea, haven't we? Nudea as part of our brand.
And they actually offer a bra fitting, and they send you a little measuring tape, so you can actually measure yourself properly before ordering as well. So that's always good to know. They do a measuring service, I think, online, don't they, Lizzie?
So we've got Nudea, but what's another good brand for decent underwear?
Underwear, I mean, my absolute I mean, I have got a couple of Nudea bras, but they don't tend to put any padding in their bras. I'm not aware of any of them having any padding, but a few of them are underwired, which I need because I've got, I mean, I'm a 34E cup, so I find I need that extra support. I also like some with a bit of padding in, and I tend to go for Mary Jo, which is a Parisian brand, and I've been wearing them for years. Leisure Bee is also a very good one. But there's, you know, there's so many. There's Freya, that's quite a good brand. There's so many on the market. Marks and Spencers are okay, but they don't tend to work for me personally. I think you've got to find the brand that works for you, and it can be a more reasonably priced brand. It just depends. But I would always say go to Rigby and Pella. Go and get, when we can go to the shops, go and get your bust fitted properly, because it does change over the years, and a woman's body changes. It's like a cyclic thing about every 7 years. So if you haven't had a bra fitting for a while, I would suggest to go and get one when you can get out to the shops.
Yeah, Nudea will send you a tape if you want to do it at home. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Sorry, I'm digressing, but it's really important because that's really the foundation for your wardrobe. So it's a really good point to cover. So we'll start off with what I would do. I'll hold these up a little bit closer. I've got a lovely cami here. This is in silk, but it can be in cotton. It can be in any colour or colours that work for your skin tone. I mean, obviously we can talk about a skin tone and colour masterclass on another night, because I think that's a whole topic on its own. But certainly for a warmer skin tone, which is I have, and so has Lizzie, we would go for a warmer tone. So this is like it's like a lovely cinnamon colour. So that would be more of a neutral for me. But equally, because it's away from my face, I could wear black, I could wear white, ivory, whatever it is that works for you as a colour, as a base. So always a cami, I would say. I mean, I don't know how many cami tops I've got in my wardrobe. I mean, they're wardrobe staples. So I've got a lot of them, depending on the colourway, really. But I'm just showing you this one for an example.
Patsy, could that be also a body?
Yes.
Instead of a cami? You know, it's sort of like your under, it's like a vest if you were a kid.
Yeah, it's an undergarment, really. So it can, I mean, I've got one on tonight, it's black under here, and it's actually a body that does up underneath as well, because obviously they're back on trend again this year. And there's lots of them actually in Zara in all different colours. They're, you know, that's worth having a look at because you can experiment really and buy a few colours. But yeah, cami or body, that's absolutely fine. The next up for me is, and again, it can be your preference whether you like a roll neck, a turtleneck, a crew neck, but a jumper, basically, a fine knit jumper in your wardrobe that can be worn under anything. It can be worn under a blazer, it can be worn with a maxi skirt, it can be worn with a biker jacket, it can be worn with your Crombie coat, it can be worn with your trench coat. Basically, it is a wardrobe staple that everyone should have. Again, I've got this season's colour really, but it just happens to be one of my palettes for autumn, which is just, again, this is lovely sort of burnt cinnamon colour. But really go for the colours that work in your existing wardrobe. So whether that's an ivory, whether that's a black, or a neutral as a navy or a grey, it's always good to have more than one of a fine knit jumper, polo neck, crew neck, or turtleneck, whatever works for you really. It's not, some people just don't like polo necks because they're too high up. They find them quite restrictive. So you may find, even if you're wearing a crew neck, or you may just want to stick with a V-neck if you just don't like anything around your neck, but it's a fine knit jumper.
And why is that a staple? Why is that part of your capsule wardrobe? Because you can wear it underneath things, or?
You can wear it as a layering item under absolutely anything. So if I say, for example, here it is, I have got a blazer. Now this is a blazer in ivory. It's not white, but it probably looks white on there. It works with that quite casually. It actually casualizes the whole look. So it's quite a smart tuxedo or blazer. Again, I've got a few blazers in different colours, but it works tonally. Equally, what looks great is having all one tone. So I've got, for example, a winter white or a cream polo neck that I would also wear under a blazer, and give that whole tonal look with maybe a pair of white jeans or wide leg trousers. So again, a blazer is another key capsule piece. That it's all about augmenting this wardrobe into your existing wardrobe. So all of the pieces I'm showing you now as a capsule wardrobe will work when you feed in any seasonal pieces or trend-led pieces, should I say. These are your timeless classics that will stay in your wardrobe, and they should be more investment pieces. So that's your fine knit. The next up would be, we would call it a plain white shirt. But if white's not for you, you can choose any colour. So I don't like to be too stringent, because if you're a cool skin tone and your palette is more of a summer or a winter, then you would go for pure, brilliant white because it looks amazing against your skin tone. Whereas I've got one here in ivory. It's an Anne Fontaine. They make amazing blouses. I've had this for years. Again, it's a Parisian brand I absolutely love. They actually, where they started in Paris, they just had a shop of white blouses. And over the years, they've amalgamated with blacks. It's black and white and grey, and then they've brought out the loungewear, but they have the most best selection, I think, of white blouses if you wanted to have a look at them online.
Tell me about shirts and boobs, because I think if you've ever been busty in your life, you've kind of
Yeah.
shied away a little bit from shirts
Yeah.
potentially.
I mean,
And
I
as a
think,
staple, is it something that's kind of different shapes work for different body shapes? Or
again, obviously going on to body shape again, if you have a bigger bust, you are always better off to do, if this is a button down one, for example, to undo a couple of buttons to show that bit of flesh around the neck area because it bounces back light. If you have the buttons up done too much to the top, all you're seeing then is your bust, really. So you've got to, in fact, this one's a really good example. This is another ivory blouse or an off-white blouse, but it's got a V. And it's playing to the trend of lots of frill as well. Because I mean, I think if you've got an hourglass figure and you're carrying, or even a pear-shaped figure, and you're carrying more weight around your thigh or stomach area, definitely your thigh area, balance that out with something that's got a bit of frill on, or heavier shoulder pads, because it will balance out your figure much better. And this one works really well for me because I am an hourglass, and it just does balance out my shoulder to thigh area really well, and gives me that hourglass shape. And it has got a V on there as well. So I'm showing this bit of chest, and you can see the dress I've got on now. So it bounces back that light. It's just
If you talk about a white shirt as a part of your capsule wardrobe, don't think that has to be a kind of like straight white shirt, just something that has.
I think years ago when they talked capsule wardrobe, it's like you have to have a plain white t-shirt or a plain navy blazer but I think you have to really work it according to your taste, your style, personality, and your lifestyle, and what works better for you. I mean, it's no good having a plain white button-down shirt in your wardrobe when you know you're never going to wear it. Whereas if you're more of a flamboyant dresser, something like this would be much better, and you'll get much more wear out of it. And you will then be able to mix and match with all of the other pieces in your capsule wardrobe, which I will be showing you as I go along. So for instance, wide leg trousers or palazzo trousers are another, for me, a wardrobe staple. Now, if you don't like wide leg trousers or palazzo pants and you find them too overwhelming, and you find a pair of cigarette pants is better for you, or tapered trousers, then go for those. But for me, they work really well because they balance out my bottom half and they skim my hip area. So it works really well with a blouse like this. And even if I was to keep my body on, for example, and wear the tuxedo jacket with my black body underneath, it all works together. And it's just another outfit. But equally, what I could do is do a whole tonal look. For example, I could even put this blouse underneath here. So you've got two different shades of ivory, and then you can mix that with another pair of wide leg trousers, which again, very on trend for this season as well, the wide leg trousers, because I like mixing them up with a pair of biker boots and just give that whole edgy vibe to them, or a chunky pair of trainers. But you could actually put that, and it all works together tonally, all the same color. It just looks it just looks so classic but elegant as well. And then you can edge it up. You can put your biker boots on with it. You can put your court shoes on with it. You can put your trainers on with it.
Amina's just said she'd never thought of putting those colours together. I don't know about anybody else. I'm a little bit scared of tonal dressing. It feels a little bit kind of like I don't know, going on the telly or something, quite sort of formal. But actually, it does look really polished and kind of cool, doesn't it?
For example, another wardrobe classic is a plain white tee, but I don't like plain white tees. So I've got a Gina Potter one here with some gold lips on it. So just to give you an example, if I pull out the good old blazer again in the ivory, and I put the t-shirt underneath it, and I wear that, either, again, you can wear it more smartly with the palazzo type trousers in the black or in the ivory, or just pick up a pair of straight leg jeans, or you could have a pair of jeans with rips in, and do the whole Meghan Markle look, or Meg Markle look, and have that sort of low high look. So you've got that really sort of designer feel, but you've got that edge to it with the jeans on the bottom. You can just about see that, can't you? With the jeans on the bottom, you can then wear your Chelsea boots with that, which again on trend this season, the biker boots, the chunky trainers, and edge the whole thing up. I mean, I love the idea of just wearing with my sparkly trainers this whole outfit. So I would wear the blazer with the tee, which brings out the gold in the tee, with my sparkly gold trainers, which again, trainers are another wardrobe capsule piece. And then I would put the ivory wide leg trousers, and that looks so cool with the sparkly trainers. So it's just playing on all of those and making your wardrobe really work hard for you. So don't just think, oh my God, I can only wear a blazer because it's formal. It can be, you know, a daytime piece to wear.
Yeah, with a kind of slogan tee. And I think slogan tees are amazing, aren't they? I mean, there are, like you said.
Yeah, I've got another one here, for example. This is FWP by Ray, which is another one of our brands. This one's got rosé on it, one of my favourite wines in the summer. And again, that would work underneath an ivory or a navy or a black blazer. And it just gives it that little on-trend look, doesn't it? And it casualizes the whole look.
Yeah. Catherine's saying she loves Ray's t-shirts. Actually, if you haven't ever had a look at FWP, who's one of our brands, and you get a discount,
20% off, Ray does.
20% off. She does beautifully cut t-shirts. So if you've got a bust, or if you haven't got a bust, they're just very flattering.
This is a V, but it's sort of slightly rounded, so it's got a soft, unstructured edge to it. And I love the way that they've got these lovely little cap sleeves as well, with a little bit of detail on. I don't know whether you can just about see that. And this is in a lovely soft charcoal grey, obviously the rosé on, but they come in lots of different colours, and she's just brought out quite a few new ones as well, hasn't she, Lizzie?
Yeah.
And she's lovely, really good hoodies as well. So if you're doing a lot of chilling at home but still want to look cool, they're I really recommend those as well.
Yeah, so a slogan, so a t-shirt doesn't have to be a plain t-shirt, but it's a couple of decent t-shirts that are either slogans or a good capsule part of your wardrobe.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think if you're going to wear a bottom half, for example, that's a little bit more patterned, for example, so if you're wearing a pair of palazzo pants or a maxi skirt or whatever, and that's it's quite fussy, isn't it? I would go definitely the plainer on the top, because it just works together better. I think you can print clash, but you have to be quite careful with it. As long as you're tonal, it would work. So if you were trying to print clash, maybe this with a bit of a leopard print on the top, as long as you were picking up the same colours, it would work. But if you
that's the key, isn't it, with print clash?
Yeah, you want to do a bit of print clashing, because obviously that's very much on trend as well. But to play safe, you know, keep the plainer top and then add texture. So what I would do is then add another wardrobe staple, which is a biker jacket. And I would add texture with the biker jacket, the polar neck, and then this lovely culottes underneath. It looks like a maxi skirt, but it isn't. They're actually palazzo culottes, and they're lovely. They're made of silk. They're beautiful. From another brand that I'm actually working with at the moment. But yeah, that whole tonal look. And I love this beautiful soft suede biker jacket. Again, in a colour of your choice. And if you love biker jackets, have more than one. You don't have to have one biker jacket, but it's just an idea and a nod to what a capsule wardrobe should look like. I mean, I've got 3 biker jackets. I've got a black one. I've got a grey colour, and I've got my sort of nutmeg coloured suede one. I mean, I love my black one, but again, it's not one that's high up at the neck. So I always have it open, because black on me can make me a bit drowned, really. So I'd never wear a black polar neck under here as well. I'd probably put the tee underneath the black, because it just brightens the whole look up. You see, you've got another, again, you're continually using your wardrobe, your capsule wardrobe.
Patsy, would you say if you don't really like biker jackets, is there an alternative? Because I think some people are not, so they feel it's, I mean, back in the day, it was kind of quite a rocky thing. I mean, obviously they've come on.
No, having it in a different texture and in a different colour, it makes it look a lot more feminine and softer. When we think about biker jackets, we think about people being on a motorbike and it's all black and padded, but it's completely different now. You can get them in so many different colours, and you can even get them made in, I think they're made in like a twill and a cotton as well. So they don't have to even be a leather necessarily. But if you want an alternative, I would go for something like a utility jacket, or go for a denim jacket if you prefer denim and being a bit more casual.
Because Amina's just asked that actually in terms of your age and what to wear.
Appropriate.
Yeah, and I think it's a really good point you make actually, that if you don't think of biker as leather, but also those utility jackets, I think Erica Davis mentions those quite a lot if you follow her, which is the sort of the green, the khaki, or that type, all those coatigans people.
But you don't have to have green and khaki. I've got a winter white here. It's a warm ivory actually, and it looks lovely. I mean, it's a utility jacket, but it looks really quite feminine and smart. But equally, you could wear it with another wardrobe staple. As far as I'm concerned, this is a wardrobe staple. A pair of leather or pleather leggings or jeans. That would work so well with a utility jacket and the black biker boots, or the Chelsea boots if you've got them.
Where's that jacket from?
I think this is River Island. So I don't tend to spend a lot of money on pieces that are more trend-led. I will spend my money on a pair of leather trousers because I'll have them in my wardrobe for 10 years if I can still fit in them. But a utility jacket, I mean, they've been around a couple of seasons. They may well go into next season, next year. But after that, they'll probably eke out. They've come in different guises, actually. I mean, they've now come in longer versions. I don't know whether you've seen some on the high street. I mean, personally, the longer version doesn't work for me because it cuts me in the wrong place. It's just not. It's not in proportion, and I don't think it works well for most people. That's why I tend to go for just a standard one. What I do with this, I'll show you exactly how I would normally style it. I've got a very long gilet.
Lovely. Yeah, that looks great.
From a brand that I've worked with in the past. And I put that over the top as a layer, and it looks like a coat. But it still looks really casual. I love this because it's got press studs down the side, so you can still see a bit of leg or whatever you've got underneath going on. I've paired that again with my pleather leather trousers and my pleather or leather Chelsea boots or biker boots, which is what I've got on now, to edge up my outfit. But I would do that, and that would be a perfect way for me to wear it. But again, tonally, you could put a pair of winter white jeans on with that if you want to go the whole tonal look. I love that look.
Patsy, where's a good place to get leather trousers or pleather or leather?
Right. I mean, if you go in high street, basically you can get them anywhere. I mean, you can get them if you want to go lower end, like H&M, River Island, Topshop, Zara have got so many different ones at the moment, but they're a bit strange with their sizing at the moment. I would size up if you're going to Zara, certainly on the pleathers, because they're coming up really, really small. Marks and Spencer's have bought some out. They look really good, actually. They're everywhere. I mean, literally anywhere that you look, if you Google pleather trousers, and depending on whether you want straight leg or you want skinny leg or leggings, or jeggings rather. Also, Next is very good because they work with different brands, and you can pick a pair up there from any type of different brand under their umbrella now. ASOS, another place. But I would, if you're just wanting to dip into a trend, I wouldn't spend a fortune. But if you love leather trousers, I mean, these are J brand. and they cost a lot of they cost me a lot of money. But I knew, I mean, I've had these now for at least 5 or 6 years. They still look brand new. They haven't stretched too much and lost their shape, and they're a great fit for me. J Brown jeans work really well for my body shape, but it's not, they're not for everyone.
So
You
Windsor,
might not fancy pleather or leather and just go for the coated wax look instead. If you're feeling that's a little bit out of your comfort zone, but it will still look very a tread lend, but it's not the pleathery feel, because some people don't like that feeling on their skin.
Patsy, was in Windsor, London, that was one of our brands that we just did the style edit, the video, if you follow our Instagram, and they've got lovely wax trousers, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
I've always shied away from leather trousers because my legs are not something that I necessarily show up. We've all got bits we like, bits we don't. But their wax trousers are really flattering, and I think it's finding, so they're worth spending money on. That's a good brand.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, because you've had a pair on before, and so have I.
Yeah. We're different shapes, and I think different leg sizes and all sorts. And I think, yeah, like you say, that sort of wax trouser is quite nice as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think if it's something that you're going to wear a lot, spend that little bit of extra money and get something of better quality. Because if you go down, the lower end of the high street, they're not going to last very long. Honestly, they won't last 5 minutes. So, we put them in the wash a couple of times, and you'll find the seams will start to go and they'll stretch. And the last thing you'll want to do is, go out, when we do go to sit down somewhere, and the seam comes open.
Or you've got the threads hanging off. We've all been there. You're like, I didn't know, it's not cheap at all.
I mean, rule of thumb for me, if it's something I know I'm going to wear at least 30 times, then I would invest, and I'd spend the most I could afford on that item. I think that's the best way, the way to get.
Yeah, great advice. Yeah.
Right, so we've done the leathers, we've done the t-shirts, we've done the blouses, a skirt. Now, obviously, if you don't like skirts and you don't wear skirts, don't have one in your capsule wardrobe, because it's a complete waste of money. And, when I talk about skirt, it can be, a classic sort of pencil type skirt. It could be a pleated skirt if you prefer wearing a pleated skirt. It could be a maxi skirt if you wear those more. I mean, it used to be that a capsule, yes, just get yourself for the office a pencil skirt. But let's face it, most offices, unless you're in sort of high-end corporate or you're a barrister or something like that, you're not going to be suited and booted to that degree going into the office, even when you do go back. But even when you're going for a meeting, you may not even want to wear a skirt. You may want to wear a trouser suit. But it's an option. If you do wear skirts and you love them, have one, definitely one at least, in your wardrobe. And I love this. It's a classic black pencil skirt. And I also love the pleated skirts. As you know, they're very on trend at the moment. I've got quite a few pleated skirts in different colours. And really, it's just a case of mixing and matching and having some fun. Again, don't think a pleated skirt's that's really, that's too dressy. Put it with your t-shirt and put it with a pair of trainers, and you've got a really casual look.
Patsy, talk to us about pleats and hips.
Right, pleats.
Body, but I think body shape and pleats and skirts and maxis and all of that, because it is, you can still wear them if you're worried about having wider hips, can't you?
I would never say it doesn't matter what size you are. If you have the confidence to wear whatever it is, you wear it. So I'm, very sort of in the steps of Gok Wan here. He will dress a size 8 woman, but he will dress a size 20 in the same thing. And if they want to wear it and they can rock it, nobody should tell anybody that they can't wear something. However, if you're carrying extra weight, should we say, around your middle area or around your hip area, of course, a pleat is going to make that area look slightly bigger. It's a bit like these on-trend pieces, like the paper bag trousers. I love them, but I've got a pair here, actually. I love these ones. Obviously in my colour again, the sort of nice autumn nutmeg. But they're lovely, but beware that if you're carrying extra weight around your waistline, it's going to draw attention to that area. The one way to get around that obviously is to put a belt on, cinching the waist a little bit more. But really, if you are more of an apple shape, I would really avoid this type of trouser, because I'd have a trouser that fits slightly lower on the waistline and to be a straighter leg. That's why a wardrobe staple, really going back to trousers or jeans, a wardrobe staple is a pair of straight leg jeans, because straight leg jeans flatter everybody's figure. So I'm not talking about skinny jeans, I'm talking about a straight leg jean. So that is definitely a wardrobe classic. If you are more of an hourglass or even a pear shape, what's very flattering is a pair of flares. Again, very key this season. All the 60s and 70s vibe all over the catwalks have been for a couple of seasons now. And, you know, you're really sort of getting into your 70s vibe with your big platform boots or whatever. I mean, I love that look, all the cowboy boots. I love wearing my flares. These are from Gracie. They've got the inner panel of leopard built in here. They've got no seams, so they're really, really comfortable. Made with, I think, 5% elastin, so they're really, really stretchy, and they make your bum look really pert. Actually,
She does plain as well, Gracie.
Yeah, she does plain. So she's got plain navy, and she does an iCat print, but she's just done a collaboration with Gary McQueen, who's Alexander McQueen's nephew. And he's brought out a really wonderful design for the panel, which I'm really quite fancying getting, actually. Really, really lovely.
I'm glad you said that about paper bag, because I think if you're also little and you don't have a very long body, they're also not great either, because it sort of cuts you and then suddenly
down,
your body.
Yeah. You're concentrating everything around this area. But equally saying, if you want to wear them and enjoy them. I mean, I'm carrying more weight now through the COVID, but I still love wearing my paper bag trousers. But I'll just put a bit of because I've got quite a small waist, I put a belt around there, and you know, sort of evens it all out really. But it's always think about whatever body shape you are, whether you're a slender athletic, which means basically straight up and down. Most models are like that. That's why they walk on the catwalk so well, and they look great in everything because they're clothes horses. And I've dressed very famous models, people like Isabella Goulart, and she's just, she is a size 0 or smaller, and she looks amazing in everything she wears. But let's face it, these are gazelle-like models. They are not normal human beings like us. It's just a different world, and we have to look at our body shapes and to dress our body shapes in the best way possible. So we're always looking back to creating an hour shape figure, because that's the perfect silhouette. So even if you're an hourglass, a pear shape, what I call a strawberry, where you tend to carry more weight on top and tend to have slimmer legs, you are always looking to create that hourglass. So whether it's just an illusion really. So whether you're creating that with putting more bulk on the top to balance out the mid and bottom section, or whether you're wearing a belt to cinch in your waist. So it just depends on your body shape, how you want to dress. And obviously that's another subject really on its own, because I can speak for hours about body shape and colour. We would be here all night, actually.
We've talked about those the shoulder bag t-shirts before, haven't we? We've laughed about those because amazing on people, but I personally look like an American football player because I've got decent shoulders as it is, but they look great on some physique.
Yeah, if you've got I've got quite small shoulders, so actually it wouldn't look bad on me. A bit of extra across the shoulder area, because I've got my widest point is my hips, so they would actually balance my silhouette out. But I think for me, I don't know. I mean, I think certainly for this time of year, I'd probably put a jumper underneath or a long sleeve tee underneath. because I just think they do look a bit like an American football player, don't they? Having sort of bare arm and just having the full shoulder look. But I'd like to see them being made with a longer sleeve actually for the autumn winter. Let me know if you see any.
Okay.
So next up, for a capsule wardrobe, and again, it's not obligatory, but for me, it's a classic shirt dress. Perfect for, I would say, any figure, and whether you want to wear it belted or not. What I love about a shirt dress is you can unbutton all of the buttons all the way down and wear it as a duster coat. So you can float around with it, with your pleathers, your leathers, your wide leg trousers, your t-shirts, your camis, your whatever, polo neck, whatever it is you want underneath it as a duster coat. So you're getting more wears for the price, really. And saying I love this one. This is a Ridley London one. This is another one of our brand partners. It's beautiful silk. She makes everything bespoke, so you can choose it in any style, in any colour. I love these colourways because it's got the bright golden yellow in here, some aubergines, some bronze colour. I mean, it's a really pretty autumnal pattern. But depending on your skin tone, you may like the pinks, or you may like the blues, or you may like the greens. But yes, I've worn this so much, and it's one of those go-to dresses that you think I don't know what to wear, but I want to feel casual and comfortable. But I'm doing a Zoom call, so I think I'll just put my shirt dress on because
we did a style edit at Ridley London, and I think the Times fashion director had just said that shirt dress, not in that fabric, but that classic shirt dress of Ridley's was her favourite dress of the whole year or something, and that she
dress, yeah. I mean, what is great about it, it's even got pockets as well, which again gives it that casual vibe as well. And I love the idea. I mean, I always, if I've got shirt dresses, I always unbutton them and wear them as duster coats. I think it's just a fun way of wearing them. So yeah, so if you prefer a wrap dress, then go for a wrap dress, because that again is another capsule piece. I don't tend to wear many wrap dresses. That's why I haven't got one on here. I'd rather go for a shirt dress if I was going to go for a classic dress. But I mean, obviously the one I've got on tonight is much more trend-led. It's got the big puffy, voluminous sleeves, and it's quite voluminous on the bottom. But I love it. It's playful. It's a Ganni dress, but they are literally all over the high street, really.
And that works, Patsy, doesn't it? Because it's sort of tighter here, because I think sometimes they can be a little bit too voluminous, those dresses, can't they? Yeah. They're cut well. I suppose if they're more expensive, they're kind of cut quite well.
Cut well, and also if I wanted to highlight my waist, which I have done before with this dress, I just wear a belt with it as well, because that's sort of taming everything in. And I've just worn that with a tonal belt. It's got the khaki colour on it with the little gold stars, and it just works really well with the olive green, and tonally it all works together. So yeah, wear it with a belt if you feel that it's a bit too voluminous for you. And again, the big puffy sleeves, if you're already carrying a lot of weight up here, well, not necessarily weight, but bulk up here, or you've got a wider shoulder, wearing these big puffy dresses like I am will make that area look even bigger. So you need to balance it out, really. I mean, I'm very small up here, so I actually like a puffy sleeve because it balances out my hip area. And it makes, if you actually look, it looks in proportion, doesn't it? You can actually see, take my hair out of the way here, with the puffy sleeves going out here, you can see the waist. I'm creating that hourglass shape quite well. Right, next up, before I completely bore you, I hope I'm not. Everyone's still awake? Good. Next up for capsule wardrobe is a classic trench coat. Dating back to when they were in the trenches, basically in the First World War, comes back to those days, because
that is gorgeous. I have never seen you. Why have I never seen you wearing that? I must have done.
This is brand new. This one, I've invested in this one recently because I was bored and fed up with the old one I had. So I decided to sell the one I had. eBay, it's a wonderful thing, and I've invested in a new one. Now, it's not what you'd call a standard trench coat, because as you know, a standard trench coat has got, you know, the lapels, it's got normally double breasted, and it's got the, you know, the buttons, it's got the cuffs, but mine's it's sort of, it's a little bit of a tweak on a traditional trench. I love the fact that it's got the checked fabric on the inside. I love the voluminous sleeves because they work for me, with the D-ring on the sleeves, and it's got the D-ring again on the belt. So yeah, a trench coat. So whatever your trench coat wants to look like, it doesn't even have to be a classic camel colour or beige colour. It could be navy, it could be black, or whatever works for you in your colourway and your palette for your wardrobe. But it's definitely a worthwhile investment. And last but not least, on the clothing front anyway, a classic Crombie coat. Again, normally they come in like beiges, camel colour. Again, very smart, but can be dressed up or dressed down. I mean, I've had this one for many, many years and it's still going strong. And I'm still not ready to part with it because it's still in good condition. And again, you know, I've worn this with the t-shirt, with the leather trousers and a pair of biker boots, because it's just a classic item, and you can just so rock that look, but equally you can really smarten it up. So for instance, if I was going maybe for a meeting and it was quite a formal meeting, I would then put my blouse under here and my, you know, possibly palazzo trousers, and you've completely changed the look, and maybe a pair of black court shoes with that. And that's a very smart look. But don't feel afraid if you've got a classic piece and you've spent a lot of money on it, it's an investment piece. Get the wear out of it. Wear it as many times as you can. Don't just put it in your wardrobe for a special occasion. That's what I say. I wear all of my wardrobe. So have less, but wear it more of the time. I think that's really the answer. You know, even if you try and work to sort of 50 items in your wardrobe that you use all the time, and you can think of all of the different combinations that could make. Even, you know, test yourself over the next week. Just pick out maybe 15 items in your wardrobe and try and make an outfit over the next week out of just those 15 items, and have a different look every day. And just to see how many different looks, and you'll probably find you've still got a few days left over where you've got other combinations.
Patsy, when you do wardrobe edits for people, what are the main things that you throw out that people have like loads of? Like, has everyone got like a million t-shirts or like jumpers that they just never wear?
I think the rule of thumb for me, before I do any wardrobe edit, I ask the client to fill out an assessment form to start with, an assessment form to get for me to get an idea of what they like, where they shop, what colours they like, what size they are, and then what I would do is ask them to literally before I come round, for instance, I'm coming over to you at 12 o'clock tomorrow. That morning, what I want you to do is be quite ruthless and pick out anything out of your wardrobe that you've never worn, that you don't like, or you just don't know how to style, and just put it all on the bed. And I'll deal with that when I come, obviously. And then what I will do is then pick out everything else out of the wardrobe, and we'll just go through each piece to say, okay, this is your capsule wardrobe, these are your trend-led pieces, this is why you're not wearing these pieces. It could be that it's the wrong colour, it could be something that you bought in the sale because it was a great price, it was 70% off and you had to have it, and then you realise you never wear it because it could well be that you've tried it on a few times. You say, I just don't know how to style it. So I can give style inspiration for something that maybe you've never worn. Or what you can do is just have a little play yourself as well.
Yeah.
After I've gone and think, oh, actually, yeah, that blouse I can wear with that, and I can wear with this. But it's just identifying why you're not wearing these things. It could be that you've got it in your wardrobe, you've never liked it. You say, well, why is it taking time in your wardrobe? Underneath, that's another thing I would suggest. Don't layer things on top of other things, because you never end up seeing what you've got. just literally, if you've got, I mean, this is the way that I would, if I've done a wardrobe edit, I'd have all the t-shirts together, all the shirts together, all the blazers together, all the coats together, the skirts, everything is all, and then it'll be color coded as well. So you know when you go into your wardrobe exactly what you're looking for, and it's all on one hanger. Each piece is on one hanger, and not, oh my god, I'm trying to look for that t-shirt that's under about 5 things on a hanger, and it gets frustrating, really.
I think this is why it's great us being in business together, is that we're like yin and yang of this.
Yeah.
I'm like the messiest person ever with like gazillion clothes. And I think Patsy's so organized. I think it is wonderful to kind of pick up as much advice and tips as you can, isn't it? To kind of go, we kind of know we shouldn't layer these things, but you do miss some lovely things in your wardrobe. I wanted to ask you, before we move on to shoes behind you, we've had a couple of questions about the shoes behind you, was jumpers. In your capsule wardrobe, what was good to have? Like a good cardi or a good, what good?
Again, you've got to think about your lifestyle and how you want to wear the jumpers, for example. I mean, I'd always say have a turtleneck or polo neck, whatever's right for your neckline. I love a chunky jumper or cardigan, because I love that look over a maxi skirt or jeans or whatever I'm wearing, really. I just love that look. I love these big voluminous sleeves and all this chunkiness going on. We're going back to more, I think the last couple of seasons, it's more sustainable living. People are thinking about where things are coming from. They want to go back to basics. And I think having that sort of security, we're all at home a lot more. We want to wear things that make us feel good and that are comfortable as well. So I would say, just get yourself a nice chunky
Where's that one from, Patsy?
I think this is from South of the River, which is another one of our brand partners. She's got some lovely jumpers.
I tell you what, if you've not had a little look in South of the River, you are
very reasonable as well.
You are missing out. Have a little route around South of the River tomorrow if you haven't looked there yet. She has loads of lovely things. And also, we had a question, Patsy, about injecting colour from a couple of people actually on the chat about, if you've got the capsule pieces, but you're a bit stuck in black and white and grey or whatever how do you bring that colour in? What's good, what's some good advice for that?
If you feel uncomfortable wearing a bright pink jumper, for example, I mean, if you're a cool palette and you wear a lot of black, and I'm hoping all those people that have got lots of black are probably a cool palette, or maybe you've got
an example of a cool palette.
Then pink. Like a really lovely rich pink, hot pink, looks so good against black and navy. And there's lots of complementary colours and contrasting colours that work well with black. So whether you've got again, it's very difficult for me to advise if I don't know somebody's colour or skin colour palette. But if they're a warmer tone, then I love, if you wear a lot of like colours like I do, like all these lovely warm cinnamon browns, etc. in the wintertime, I love then introducing like a lovely golden yellow or mustard colour with that. Teal looks amazing with these colours, and also a soft orange, a soft coral orange looks really beautiful. If you've got a lot of black, again, you can pick up all the pinks, you can pick up the blues, you can pick up reds. That looks amazing with black. Again, it just depends on your colour, your palette.
Would you say it's a good idea to sort of start with injecting like maybe a t-shirt with a bit of a kind of like a cool t-shirt, but it's coloured, isn't white?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you want to just look cash, if you've got a lot of black blazers, for example, and you want to cash up the look, put your jeans on, go and buy a colourful t-shirt like from Ray, because it just edges up the whole look. It still looks quite smart, but you still look very put together, but you're casualizing it with a t-shirt. But equally, I love seeing a lovely silk blouse, like a pussy bow blouse, like the ones in Windsor.
Oh yeah.
But undo the pussy bow and just have it hanging like a tie almost. That looks really cool.
Try on stuff, I guess, because like don't be afraid of colour. Like I know we can't at the moment go into shops, but like we can order those things that turn up at the door, and you've got like about 5 different of the same top in a different colour.
I'm hoping that most people here know whether they're a warm tone or a cool tone. But obviously, if they don't, then maybe that's another time to talk about colour, and colours that work for different skin tones, because we can all wear every colour, or more or less every colour on the spectrum. I mean, there are a couple of anomalies. So if you've got a cool skin tone, stay away from mustard, stay away from orange, for example, stay away from brown. It doesn't do anything for your complexion. But equally,
what's an example of cool, Patsy? Am I cool? Cool
no,
colour. Are you?
You're a warm. You're a spring. So you're a warm skin tone.
So a cool one would be darker skin, darker hair, darker skin.
Not necessarily. It's normally a cool skin tone is somebody that doesn't tend to tan that well, and has got a very clear complexion, and they could end up they could have brown eyes, they could have very bright blue eyes, and also you could also have like a dustier tone of cool, which is more of a summer palette, which is a muted winter palette. So you'd be talking more of the greys and more of the muted tones. So it's saying it's a subject really all on its own.
We will do another one on colours, definitely.
So another jumper I've got here, this is from Wise London. This is a cashmere. I love cashmere, lovely and soft against my skin. This is more of a crew neck, but I just love the colour of this and the fact that it's got a little patch on the elbow with a bronze star on it. But we've got a couple of really good brands for cashmere. We've got a dealer, which is one of them. Who else have we got for cashmere?
We've got Annie Reid. So Samson Reid is a boutique, really nice, and she does really nice. She does really nice jumpers as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about shoes, Patsy?
Do you want to have a look at some? I'll talk about some capsule wardrobe shoes, and then I'll go through just some fashion shoes, really. So capsule biker boots. I class that as a capsule piece because I wear them as part of my capsule wardrobe all the time, and I'll wear them probably with nearly everything that everything that I've just described here. I would wear biker boots with if I wanted to. Next piece is a pair of ankle boots. Now they can be black, they can be navy, they can be beige, they can be red, they can be any colour you want them to be that work with your existing wardrobe. So if your existing wardrobe is more of a cool colour palette, you may just want a pair of black or navy boots. I mean, I'm an autumnal, so of course I've gone for some bronzy boots, ankle boots, which are great, and they do work across all of my colour palette, which is obviously what you can see. I can wear these boots. That's what I do. I make a decision when I buy something. Before I buy it, I think, how would I wear these boots? What would I put them with? Well, I could put them with a maxi skirt. I could put them with my leathers, my pleathers. I could wear them with my palazzos. I could wear them smartly. I could wear them very casually with jeans. And they ticked all the boxes. I can wear them with a maxi dress as well. So for me, if they tick all the boxes and you can think of 30 ways of wearing them, buy them. Next up, part of a capsule wardrobe is a pair of trainers. Again, they can be, I've got lots of pairs of trainers, but I thought because we were approaching Christmas, look
at those.
I'll show you my sparkly ones. These are a brand called Date sneakers. They've got all different colours. They don't have to be sparkly. I also like Air and Grace. They're a great brand for really unusual sneakers. I've also got chunky sneakers. I've got suede sneakers. I've got all different, because I wear them quite a lot. And I also do a lot of yoga. So I quite like that look where if I've got my gym gear on, I've got my funky trainers on, and I just have my chunky cardigan over the top if I just want to put a layer on. So again, whether you want white, whether you want to do rainbow, whether you want black trainers, you must have a pair of trainers in your wardrobe. Obviously, if you don't wear trainers and you're more of a loafer girl, then a pair of loafers would be a substitute, for example, for a pair of trainers if you just don't like them.
Catherine's saying how comfortable Air and Grace are.
Yeah, they are. They really are comfortable. And they've just brought out a range of boots as well. So don't just think they do trainers now. They do a bit of everything. Also, capsule wardrobe piece, as seen on Kate Middleton, my classic LK Bennett court shoes. They've even been to the races, these, and they're still in really good condition. I love these nude ones, but obviously nude may not be for you. I love nude because especially in the warmer months, if you're not wearing tights or stockings and you've got reasonably tanned legs, they just elongate your leg because they just keep going on and on. Obviously, if you're wanting to elongate that area and you've got quite petite feet, go for a pointed or an almond toe. If you've got larger feet and you want to make them look more petite, then go for a rounded toe. Just a little tip, a little style tip. So
I like it because I always think court shoes are, that sort of quite old-fashioned phrase, but it's the same for it's the same for stilettos, isn't it? It's like a great pair of, or is that different?
Well, I mean, really, basically, court shoes are stilettos, and
Yeah.
they've been around since God knows when. I mean, I think Salvatore Ferragamo bought the first pair out, if I remember rightly, back in the day. But they are timeless classics, and I think everyone should have a pair because you never know when you need to wear them. They're not a pair I wear all the time, but I know they're in my wardrobe, and I do wear them, and they'll come out for certain occasions. But equally, I love to see a pair of stilettos or court shoes with a pair of jeans, even ripped jeans. They look really cool. And you could do that whole,
whatever age you are. Yeah.
Wear your ripped jeans, wear your court shoes, wear your t-shirt, and wear your leather jacket. It's a really cool look.
What are the other boots you've got there, Patsy?
Right.
What else have you got?
My lightning bolt boots, because I just love them and I just wanted to show you them, really. Aren't they cool?
Where are they from?
These are from a brand called Esca. I think they're all made in Spain or Portugal, actually, and they are absolutely beautifully made. They're all completely leather lined, obviously leather. These have got leather heels, actually, these ones, but they've got quite a nice sort of stacked, chunky heel, so I can actually walk in these. But I just think they're so cool. But she makes them in all different shapes and sizes. So again, she's got Chelsea boots. Esca is spelled ESSKA for anyone that. A lovely small UK brand, lovely lady. In fact, I was trying to get her on as a brand partner, but I think she sells through other retailers, and I think it would have been too difficult for her. Maybe I'll get her next year. Maybe in January she'll come on board. But I just absolutely love her boots. And they're just a little bit quirky. They're a bit different, and she does anything from the Chelsea boots, the biker boots. I mean, I just think these really, because they're so unusual, they're quite timeless, aren't they?
I think sometimes people that don't like to wear a lot of pattern, it's nice to inject that into a shoe, or I'm conscious of time, but
I mean, we're talking about colour again, and if people are worried about introducing colour, another way to do it is through either accessories. So either it is painting your nails red, and it's not something you'd normally do, or having a scarf, a beautiful scarf in the colours that you want to start wearing, just to introduce it into your wardrobe, really. Or it could just be with a pair of boots, like you said, or it could be with a belt. So, for instance, you think, oh God, I love this colour, but I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I would wear it because it is my colour, but it'd be a colour that you think, oh, I'd love to wear it, but I'm not quite ready to wear it as a whole garment. So what I do is, I get my blazer and I think, okay, well, I'll wear it around my waist on my blazer and just, rock it up a bit and make it a bit different. And the whole thing with clothes is just got to experiment and have fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. Fashion should be fun. It shouldn't be a tiresome thing. So last up, I think we'll just do one more pair of boots. Love these ones, little buckles down the side. Again, this brand, they make high boots, low boots. Cézanne, it's another brand I've worked with in the past. I've done a few style events with them. Lovely Parisian brand.
Well, yeah, we're on the case with Cézanne, aren't we? For any of our any fans, don't you worry, they're on our list.
I think when we start, girls, I don't want to excite you too much, but I think when we get back on track and we can actually do a live event, I'm going to invite you down to Cézanne in London to their flagship store, and we're going to do a lovely style event. I can't wait because I just love that shop. Anyway,
Do we were going to say our sort of picks of lockdown hero pieces, and I think we have got so many lovely brands, and I think Patsy and I were chatting before, and we were saying that, you know, we've kind of got, you know, 6 or 7 sort of things that we thought were really nice key lockdown pieces, and the first one was the Scamp and Dude hoodie.
Hoodie, which is the new one, and very reasonably priced, beautifully. I was just so comfortable as loungewear, but it looks cool, but it still looks quite smart. So you could do a Zoom call in it and still feel, you know, quite dressed up.
I think that's her best-selling piece is the Scamp and Dude hoodie. So that's definitely a lockdown hero.
I actually like to wear over, you know, I like to wear a leather jacket over the top of a hoodie. Because it casualizes it, but it gives you an extra layer as well. It looks really cool.
One of the other ones was Hope, which is another one of our brands, which if you haven't had a look at, do have a look. And they do the most beautiful silk trousers, which I think is quite a nice, we were chatting about it being a nice way to feel a little bit glam at home with, you know, with a sort of chunky jumper or something.
It's loungewear, but it's beautiful loungewear. But she also does some lovely jumpers and dresses, and I think she does cater more for, I think you'd agree with me, Lizzie, if you're more of an apple shape, it's a great brand for an apple shape. Because I
think one of the things
cater.
One of the things we've learned along the way with doing the Big Little is to open ourselves up to lots of different brands, and Patsy knows this, but definitely having a look through some brands or some stores that you perhaps wouldn't think would be for you, it's definitely worth having a little look through. So the Hope silk trousers are lovely. And the other one was the Rock the jumpsuit, an actual jumpsuit, which staying at home, you wouldn't necessarily wear a jumpsuit, would you?
Yeah, well, let me do the jumpsuit first. I've got one here. I mean, obviously I can't put everything on this rail tonight, but I've got one of the Rock the jumpsuits. I love this. I mean, I've worn this so much. It's so comfortable. I mean, they are quite an investment piece, but if you love a jumpsuit, this is definitely the brand for you. And they've just brought out a lovely new Conscious collection, and they've brought a new, I think about 3 different new jumpsuits as well. And one of them, I think it's got like a corduroy with a bit of a puffy sleeve going on. I quite fancy that, actually. Because I just don't wear it lots. I mean, I've worn this so much, I can't tell you.
I think we were just thinking, you know, you're staying at home, but you're not going anywhere, but you still want to mentally feel great and actually making a bit of an effort. And, you know, whatever that is for you, that could be putting some jewelry on, it could be doing your makeup, it could be just putting a nice top on. It's actually really important to feel still well and happy. And I think, you know, one of the things that we were talking about this, and we were like, oh, you know, it's lockdown, perhaps, you know, we won't do style edit, but actually it's really important to feel good.
Do you know, I think it's even more so now, because we are stuck at home, and yes, we may not be seeing hardly anyone during the day, especially like me. You know, I drop the children off, and unless I'm going into the TV centre now to do my TV presenting, I'm at home. I do my yoga. I may go out for a little walk, but you know, we can still meet friends, which is great. So we could still be, you know, still thinking about dressing, and there's, you know, you can still look casual, stylish and smart at the same time. It just lifts your spirits, doesn't it? When you're wearing a colour you love or a fabric that you love that feels wonderful against your skin. And again, even just minimal makeup. And at the moment, of course, I've got quite a bit of makeup on, so you can actually see my face. But normally, it's minimal, a bit of bronzer, a bit of blusher, some nice lip gloss. I don't sometimes even wear mascara, and that you know, that's me done really. But it just makes me feel, whatever it is that makes you feel, that's giving you a bit of sparkle. Do it, because you're doing it for you, and it radiates to other people at the end of the day, doesn't it?
And 2 other things we talked about was a bit of jewelry, and I think along with we talk about our brands because obviously you get discounts from them and special benefits, so it's definitely worth highlighting them. But
this is one of my favourites. Yeah,
we have so many different price points, don't we, Patsy? So from cheaper jewelry right up to really lovely pieces that are Christmas presents and things. But actually, that's a nice way to sort of elevate and feel like you don't have a huge effort, but you put a nice bit of jewelry on, or nice earrings or something.
Yeah, so I've got here just a selection, but this is one that I wear a lot, and this is the Isis pendant by Tara Rosenboom, which is another one of our brand partners. This is one of hers as well. It's a longer one. It's like a little open, not acorn. It's a pine cone. That's right. You can just about see it. And I've got a pair of earrings on by Lowell and Co. I don't know whether you can just see those. Another one of our brand partners. They're really cool. Bit of fun for the Christmas period.
Also, fun fact about Laurel & Cole, it's one of Claudia Winkleman's favourites. Well,
Favorite.
her
Yeah.
stylist loves putting Claudia in Laurel & Co, and they're really reasonable priced, actually.
Very reasonable. Very reasonable. But
And the other one is hairbands. If anyone follows me, not for me because I can't wear them, but for people that do, Samson Reed
he
is
does.
on our partner. She has lovely ones of those, which are quite a nice way to sort of make yourself feel a bit more
glam.
Yeah.
And also with the face masks now, because they're going to be part of our what we'll be wearing over the coming months, I would say. So think about what you're wearing and try and colour code your face mask to your outfit. I mean, that's just a bit of fun. And going in towards sort of the winter months and the sparkly season, you can even pick up now all these different sparkly ones. There's loads of places that sell them. But it's just a bit of fun, really, isn't it?
So we have on our list, we have Sophie Pitom, who does nice face masks, actually, if you want something kind of...
Yeah, and she does really lovely, she does really unusual T-shirts as well.
She does embroidery T-shirts, and Nudia do face masks, and Ethereal do nice face masks. I mean, I must admit, I've not yet invested in really nice face masks. I've been kind of going through the motions of sort of but I've kind of realised that they're here to stay, aren't they? And you really have to kind of get quite a few, I think.
Yeah, I've just recently bought quite a few different coloured ones because I was just wearing the throwaway, the medical ones, and I thought now because that blue just looks horrible on me anyway. I'd never wear that blue, and I think, well, why am I walking around with those on? It just makes you feel horrible. So I decided to buy a few in different colours. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this lovely sort of puff sleeve dress by Ridley. Beautiful colours. Most of her print is all Liberty print that she makes these dresses out of. Certainly all the prints anyway, rather than just the plain fabrics. And this can be made in lots of different materials as well and pattern. But yeah, I love this one. It's one of my new favourite pieces actually for my wardrobe. And again, winterize it. Put your jacket on over the top, put your chunky cardigan on over the top, put a polar neck underneath it to give you an extra layer. Uniqlo is really good for polar necks and thermal wear, underwear. Very, very good. Just thought I'd let you know.
I think the key for this is sort of, was about, sustainability in the sense of do invest in some decent things, which I'm sure none of us need at our age, all our ages need to sort of be told, but actually they do stay in your wardrobe forever. And also we are more mindful about the planet and fast fashion, but it's okay to inject some, fun things in, but have some real classic pieces that have cost you a little bit, but that will be in your wardrobe for 20 years.
Absolutely. I think if you're investing in a capsule piece, tend to buy less of them, but buy well. And then you don't have to nod to every trend. You may just want to pick one or two items for a season and say, okay, well, I may buy a utility jacket because I'm going to wear that. And I may decide to buy a pair of Chelsea boots because I love them and I know I'm going to wear them. But it's not everybody's cup of tea. But don't go buying all of them because you'll find that half of them don't work for your body shape and they don't work for your your skin tone either, or even your style personality. You just feel uncomfortable. You'll feel out of place in them because they're just not you. And I think I have to be quite firm with myself sometimes. I think, oh, well, that's on trend. It's on trend. I should be buying it. And I think, well, no, because I know it won't suit me, so I'm not going to buy it.
We should know our age, shouldn't we? All of us. We should be like, we don't need to tell ourselves. We know this. Patsy, thank you. And I think we knew we were going to do more, but I think we should definitely do one on colour and body shape, which is, I think, really, but colour is a good one.
It's such a big subject, when you're talking about colour and you're talking about body shape. it's just, and even the capsule wardrobe is such a huge subject, because we could talk for another hour, couldn't we, really?
Yeah.
But we won't bore you. But I hope this is sort of giving you an idea and a nod to what should be in your wardrobe, and what you can do to augment those different pieces into that. And if you've got any questions after tonight, please feel free to send us an email to info@thebiglittle, and I'll answer any questions.
Or drop us a DM on Insta. It's not like we're not there, because we're always on Instagram. So you can always message us on there. And the other thing is, just to let you know, is that Patsy and I have put together our gift guides. So we're going to send you a newsletter, which is one, it will be the Lizzie gift guide, and one is the Patsy gift guide of our brands. So some little pics of things that we thought are really nice from all our partner brands, because we're all starting to buy clothes and sort of accessories and lots of other gifts for people that we love. And we were laughing, saying that, when you shop for other people, you like to maybe pick up the odd thing for yourself as well. So
and one for me.
Exactly. Amazing event. Has anyone got any other questions? I mean, we can ask Patsy now or cover it off afterwards. But it's 10 to 9. The night is yet young. We can find out what's happened in the American elections. We can watch the rest of the box set, I
can't believe where that time's gone. I
no?
really can't. I hope everybody enjoyed it, or they at least got some snippets that they can take back and use.
You can't see, but we've got lots of thank yous on the feed. So all good. And Celia's saying a session on jeans would be great. Yeah. Oh yes.
Again, Celia, that definitely is a subject on its own. I mean, you can literally spend all day shopping for the right pair of jeans. But because I know what's right for somebody's body shape, I can eliminate so many right from the beginning. And I think
good.
Handy thing to do.
Amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you're all well, and we look forward to. We've got some events coming up, our Women in Arts things, and our festive canapes are coming. It's just with restaurants shutting, it's taken us a little bit of time because their priorities have been elsewhere for a little bit. So that's coming up. We've got some more beauty things and lots of, and we'll do a social in December as well. Maybe we'll do a sparkle social or something. But yes, to have a great week.
Maybe we could do a bit of a bingo night if we can slip one in.
Oh, that bingo was fun. I know a few of you were on it actually. That was great, and we had great prizes. We will sort that out. We need to get back on that, don't we? The bingo was good. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely rest of your evening.
Thank you for joining us. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.